game like that where things are a little rusty offensively, how important was it to play with that defensive effort and maintain that effort from start to finish?
Yeah, it was important. I was a little worried about that. Not only the week off, but the 11 a.m. start. And, we haven't had one of these in a while. I think we've got another one. Michigan's 12 Eastern, 11 Central. So the defensive effort was exactly where it needed to be. I didn't think our force on our cuts, especially against their pressure, is where we needed it. But, when it shows what we're capable of on the defensive end when the ball's not going in the hoop. It keeps you in the game. And we've had a couple where our lack of offense has affected our defense. Tonight, we really grinded out stops. And what was it, 28-22 at halftime? I thought Jamarcus gave us a nice spark. I thought he gave us a couple good pace plays, transition plays, got a few layups when the ball wasn't going in. But I just didn't like the force we were playing with offensively. Second half, we got it going a little bit. We did a better job in the paint in the second half. Our shots still didn't fall. 4-21 from 3 and winning a game by 19 is a great sign for this team. And, as we talked about in the locker room, now can we carry this same effort on the road? And, this is a tough team. When you look at Penn State's last 5, they get 3 wins, all by double digits, 2 of those on the road by 15. 1-point game with under 2 to go at Northwestern, and then played Michigan State to a single-digit game in their last one. So this is a team that's playing their best basketball of the season. So for us to come out and take care of business, like we did, is a great sign. Now we got to get back to work and get ready for Wednesday.
Back to Jamarcus. How have you seen him grow into this new role, especially with what he did today?
Yeah, he's, I think, like the new rhythm that he has. He can be a change of pace guy off the bench. And that's exactly what he showed tonight, getting the ball down the floor. That press, they can't press you if you get it up past the trap. And I thought Jamarcus did a nice job, of that in the first half. And again, got us a couple layups. He took a couple quick ones, I thought, in the second. We talked about time and score. He made one, but, just getting us down, getting us into an offense, getting us set. And he's done a nice job. Bryce, even though he didn't have a great offensive game, he did a phenomenal job on Ace Baldwin. He is really, really good, tough to guard. Did the same thing against Boo Buie in our building. We didn't do quite as good a job on Boo Buie in Chicago, but he's really taken pride not only initiating our offense but guarding the point guard. And that's not easy to do, especially at 6'7" with Bryce's size. But it shows the versatility he has on that end. And then we had some lineups where we were switching 1 through 5. But I like the way that Bryce and Jamarcus are playing. It's a different element out there. They both bring different things. But the important thing tonight is both of them were terrific on the defensive end.
What challenges does Penn State's pressure create, and what adjustments did you make to that?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, they're forcing 16 turnovers per game. I think they're 12th in the country in turnover percentage. And it was the number one thing. I mean, believe me, we worked as much press offense, with all the prep time we had. We didn't have as much against Maryland. They're the other team that really gets after you in the full court. We didn't handle that very well. We had 13 turnovers, but I think only a couple of them were due to the press. They are so good. Their activity, their hands. Ace Baldwin, if you bring the ball near him, he's getting it. We had a good high-low flash. Ace Baldwin got it low. Joe didn't keep the ball high. But overall, I thought we did a nice job of keeping our spacing and then attacking. Casey hit a huge 3. They cut it to 12. Casey hits the 3 and put us up 15, and then Rink gets the little layup, little jump hook to put us back up 17. So I thought we did handle their pressure well, even though I think we had 13. They forced 16 a game, and we had a couple. First half we spun in a crowd. That's an automatic turnover against this team. We were better at that in the second half.
What's the message at halftime when it's a 6-point game, you come out, and I think it was an 8-2 spurt that forced a timeout there.
Well, that was the message is, these first 5 minutes are huge. They're important. We talked about getting some flow and pace into our offense. We've been a pretty darn good offensive team this year. And again, they force you to play different than pretty much anybody else because of your alignment against the press. You're not in the same spots that you're normally in. But I thought we did a really good job getting it into the paint in the second half. We outscored them 36 to. Thanks, Seamus. I put my glasses on to see that. No, it's good. But yeah, 36 to 18 in the paint, and I thought second half we established that pretty early. And then Casey hit a nice one. We had a couple good looks as well, I thought, but they force you to play a different game than you're used to. and that affected us early. But again, we kept defending, and that's important. When you're going through tough stretches, your defense is going to keep you in those ugly games when it's not going in the basket.
Plus 11 on the boards, but it seemed like it was a total team effort, just looking at the rebounding numbers. How much of an emphasis was that, especially against them, considering how much they've struggled?
Yeah, it was a huge emphasis, and it was the same. I thought Josiah was the guy that really set the tone for us on the glass against Michigan last week, and I thought Juwan was the guy tonight that was getting 50-50 balls and going after him. I thought Sam got in there and mixed it up. On the glass, he got a couple good offensive rebounds as well, and yeah, I think everybody that played in the first half had a rebound, and we don't have that happen very often. So, really pleased to see us when they battle the boards by double digits. We're generally in pretty good shape.
They're defensively, their overcommitment at times. You guys had some free cutters and backdoor stuff. Is that something you planned on, or is that
yeah? I mean, we worked on our back cut package, and Casey got a couple of them in there. They called fouls before he got the shot up, but it got us into the bonus pretty quickly in the first half. But yeah, that was a big thing. They're going to pressure. They're going to swipe at everything, and give them credit. Mike's done a really nice job of getting these guys to compete at a really high level. That team plays extremely hard. So good win for us in an early one, especially when the ball wasn't falling.
When you get in flow offensively, like you did in the second half, how big is Rink in those moments because of all the different ways that he contributes?
Yeah, he only had one. It felt like he had more assists than that tonight, but he's such a calming influence for us. When you get the ball in his hands, you feel pretty good when you got cutting and movement going on, and that's what our guys, I thought, did a good job of, was the cutting and the movement, where it wasn't as forceful as it needed to be in the first 20 minutes. But yeah, when Rink has the ball, and I thought he did a better job pump faking when he got the ball in the paint as well, where they blocked 4 of our shots in the first half. And Rink's, he's been phenomenal, and you can tell he's really picked up on the nuances of the system as the year has gone on. And it's not very often when you have a big guy lead you in assists. We had it last year with Derek, and Rink is leading us this year. So I'm really proud of him for continuing to go out there and make winning plays for our team on that end.
Anything else for Coach?
Sam Griesel and Bryce McGowan's here this week, today. What does that do for your program, just to see guys like that come back?
Yeah, I mean, to start with Bryce, he can go anywhere in the world on All-Star break. I mean, that's a precious, precious time. And I didn't go back to Iowa State. I went to Cabo San Lucas when I was in the same position. So it tells a lot, first of all, about Bryce. I think what he thinks of this place, how he was treated here. And, he comes back and works out in our gym, which is awesome to see him in there. Still keeps in communication with our guys, and it was great to have him back in the building. I think Trey came last year with him when we beat Maryland over All-Star break, and then Sam is on a little break right now as well, and it's just awesome to see a guy, I think, that really kind of flipped things for us. When you look at culture, Sam Griesel, Emmanuel Bandamel, Derek Walker, I think, are 3 guys that are really responsible for getting our, the narrative of Nebraska basketball flipped. So, seeing Sam back here, I think he surprised his mom, which, I can only imagine how that reunion was when he saw her. But, yeah, it was great to have both those guys in the building.
He said his dad cried, not his mom.
Really?